go. Yo. Yo. What's good? Can you hear me out there? Can you hear me? Can you hear me out there in these YouTube streets? Welcome in. Happy Friday. How's it going? Hold on, y'all. Because, y'all, why y'all ain't tell me I had an echo on my microphone last time? Why you ain't tell? So I'm making sure that echo is not doing that thing again. Make sure y'all can hear me okay out there. Get this all set up. Welcome back to the channel, y'all. How you doing? Welcome back. I know we just kikied on Tuesday, but baby, since then, because Oprah, what the fuck? What the fuck, Oprah? Why you can't let the dead rest? Why is Whitney Houston all on your brain while you trying to receive awards at festivals and shit? I just don't understand. So since Tuesday, y'all, that has come out. We're going to talk a little bit about Clive Davis as well and how dark his legacy is and how he had everything to do with Whitney's death. We're going to get into all of that. And then I got some Karmelo Anthony updates in regards to his case. Now there's new evidence coming out saying that Hunter Metcalf, the brother, he may be the one responsible for this entire thing. You know, so it's a lot going on. We got the news, we got the data, we got the videos and whatnot. Fair use. Make sure y'all hit the like button on your way in. Thank you so much for being here. How y'all doing? What's going on, the genius? Thanks for being here, my friend. What's up, Rod Neal? What's up, Young Riot? Voice of Venus, what's going on, girl? Okay, I'm good. The mic is good. Okay, good. So y'all, welcome back. I just wanted to tap in real quick for a little afternoon vibe because this couldn't wait. This couldn't wait till Monday. This couldn't wait till Monday. By Monday, it's going to be all over with. So come on in, hit the like button. Let me go grab something real quick and I'll be right back. Okay? Don't go nowhere. Give me just a second. I'll be right back. Okay, I'm back. Sorry. Had to run and get the lip gloss. Y'all already know what time it is. But thank y'all so much for coming back to the channel and vibing with me on this lovely Friday. Hope you guys been having a good week. So yeah, we're going to talk about the latest comments that Oprah's big-headed ass, big-head mouth ass decided to throw against Whitney Houston so randomly. And so the thing is about Whitney Houston, I stopped liking this bitch a long time ago. Okay. I remember growing up, Oprah Winfrey was like the woman that every young black girl wanted to be. Hold on, y'all. There I go tweaking. Every little black girl wanted to be Oprah, aspired to be her, be as successful as she was. But then once I started to grow up and I started to really look at, you know, who she associates with, you know, Harvey Weinstein, etc. And then when she did what she did to Toni Braxton, I don't know if y'all remember that interview she did with Toni Braxton and totally humiliated her to her face on her show, live in color. But it was when she interviewed those men that lied on Michael Jackson after Michael Jackson died. After that, and then also this little school in Africa and all these little girls come up missing. I said, no, we can't trust this bitch no more. But lo and behold, here she is again. doing something to betray the very people that trusted her, that, you know, supported her, et cetera, et cetera. And she's always doing this after somebody dies. And I also find it very ironic that she now wants to come out and say all of these weird things about Whitney Houston, not even a week after Clive Davis, the devil himself, goes back to hell. So it's just like, are you trying to like do damage control? Because we all know Clive Davis was such like a dark person within the music industry that was exploiting a lot of Black artists, that was taking advantage of them, etc. We know this. And the fact that this nasty motherfucker, I'm really trying to limit my cursing, y'all. But the fact that this nasty Neanderthal ass man kept that party going while Whitney Houston's body was still upstairs, freshly deceased. And now he's dead. And now just a few days later, you want to talk about Whitney Houston in the most negative way? Oh, bitch, I see what you're doing. She ain't to be trusted. She one of them. You know what I mean? She's over there. and you can't convince me otherwise. So we're going to get into it. And then we'll talk about the Karmelo situation towards the end of the show. But again, y'all make sure y'all like the video. So let's get into this fucking disappointment of a woman, Miss Whitney Houston herself. And let's see what the hell she had to say. Because I'm just like, what was the point of this? Hold on, let me make sure I share the video. My bad. I was just like, Oprah, what just motivated you to say this shit out loud during an event that's not about Whitney Houston, that's not about anything? It's about you. You are being rewarded for something. And out of all the things to talk about, you want to talk about Whitney Houston, and then in such a disrespectful way. It was just so tacky and disrespectful. But y'all, let's get right into it. And let's keep it going. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe, share the video. Happy Friday. Let's go.
Let's turn to Oprah and the bombshell about Whitney Houston that she kept hidden for nearly 17 years.
I was interviewing Whitney Houston. I think it was her last show with us, and she had gone back on drugs.
You're drug-free?
Yes, ma'am. No weed, no coke, no.
Do you think you ever will again? Be tempted?
Oprah, I can only take today.
And also get into the questions that she's asking Whitney. Are you still on drugs? She says no. You think you ever will again? The line of questioning was already a setup. The girl was never nobody's friend, okay?
Today. 1 day at a time. Right now, no.
The first interview I did with her, she was clean. But the day she came to my show then to perform in front of the audience, she was not. And she fell off of the stage.
That unforgettable 2009 interview took place nearly 2.5 years before Whitney's tragic drowning. It was shot over several days and spanned 2 cities. First, New York.
Your drug of choice was weed combined with cocaine.
Rock cocaine.
With rock cocaine.
Yes.
Then Chicago.
I am at that point in my life, I have no regrets.
While accepting the Cannes Lionheart Award, Oprah now says she tried to protect the singer by covering up the apparent relapse.
I knew if that story got out that she'd fallen off of the stage, that she would be destroyed by that. And so even though the audience had cameras, I begged them not to put those pictures out because it would ruin her life, and they did not.
I spoke to Oprah in Chicago
just
days
God.
before the interview aired.
Did she tell the truth about her relationship, the drugs?
She gave it up. She talked about what drugs she did to the point where I was like, I'm confused. And Whitney in one moment says, stay with me, Oprah. We're freebasing cocaine.
Basically.
So what are you smoking with? How do you...
Incriminating questions. And why every single interview, when she's there sober, when she says she is getting past her drug usage, why every line of questioning is about her drug use, and if she's going to do it again, and if she's still doing it, and how she's doing it, and what she's doing it with. Oprah, you devilish ass bitch. Shut up. Like, she's so conniving, so manipulative, and has been this way from the very jump.
You put it in your marijuana, Oprah. Okay.
Okay.
Go with me here.
Okay, go. I'm going with you.
You put it in your marijuana, you lace it, you roll it up, and you smoke it, and your weed.
You asked the question, and they are saying things, and your jaw is dropping, and you're like, ay, 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 ay.
Yeah, shut up, Whitney. Because I'm sorry, shut up, Oprah, because that was so unnecessary, so uncalled for. But I want to play another video. I want to play another video for y'all where you can hear her speak about this all the way through. I just wanted to show that one first because it kind of reveals the dynamic of their relationships. Why is this open? My bad, y'all. It reveals the dynamics of their relationship while they were, sitting down having interviews together. But there's another one. Let me get it right here, y'all, that I want to show you where it's all the way through.
You know what?
Hold on. So you can really just hear what the hell this lady just said. Make sure y'all hit the like button, please. All right, shout out to Pink Book Lessons.
You know what?
Let's go.
First of all, I am a mother, and I am at that point in my life right now where I have no regrets. Not even about my marriage, my life, anything that's happened to me. It is everything has been in a divine order. You know what I'm saying?
Because that's what it took to
I got something right. I got something from everything. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So did Bobby know you were doing that interview?
No.
Does he know now?
No.
No.
But I'm sure I'll be getting a call.
Yeah. Are you worried about that call?
I had such trust from the Oprah show audience that Whitney did, I think it was her last show with us, and she had gone back on drugs. The first interview I did with her when we'd gone behind stage and I asked her about her intention, she was clean. But the day she came to my show then to perform in front of the audience, she was not. And she fell off of the stage. And I knew that if that story got out that she'd fallen off of the stage, that she would be destroyed by.
And I hate how she tries to tell this story as if she's some fucking hero, as if she is the one that, saved Whitney from total humiliation. They were humiliating Whitney Houston up until her very fucking death, even after the fact. The fact that they kept that party going that I believe you were at also, right, Oprah? That was humiliation in itself. That was a whole humiliation ritual. So while you're trying to say this, while you're getting this award, making it seem like, oh my God, I was the one that made sure she was safe. I was the one that made sure her reputation. And you want to talk about people falling off a stage, bitch? I got a video of your ass tripping and falling with full lighting. You're able to see your stage very clearly. According to Whitney Houston's estate, which we'll get into, she only fell because it was poorly lit on that stage. But I got a video of you tumbling all over your own damn big ass feet.
And so even though the audience was there and the audience had cameras, I begged them not to put those pictures out because it would ruin her life, and they did not.
This has happened to me. Have you had people who sold you out?
Yeah.
Yeah. And isn't that painful?
Pretty much.
And then you just...
Look at that. Have you had people that sold you out? This is an interview from years ago. And she's telling on herself. That's what psychopaths usually do. You know what I mean? They ask like weird questions that they already know the answer to because they know they're going to be the one to actually betray you or sell you out. Weird shit.
Kind of get up and move on.
Keep on pumping.
I think I'm going to run. I know. Lord.
So Oprah was over in France at a Cannes festival, apparently accepting an award, and she shared a story about Whitney Houston's final appearance on her show, The Oprah Winfrey Show, back in 2009. She claimed Whitney had relapsed, showed up high as a kite, and actually fell off the stage. Oprah went on to say she begged her audience not to share photos to protect Whitney. Now, again, she's telling this story like 17 years later, and the internet is hot with Oprah. Most people are saying Whitney's been gone since 2012. Why are you bringing this up now,
Literally.
especially when she can't defend herself?
Exactly.
Whitney's estate, they're also
That's what she do. She did the same thing to Michael Jackson. She want to smile in motherfuckers' face, get all their business, get in all their business, and then when they die, she want to expose them. She want to tell these secret stories. You could have kept this one in the vault. You could have kept this shit to yourself. And then on top of that, your ass is lying. On top of all of it, your ass is lying. I hope her estate sues you.
so firing back. They said, yes, Whitney fell, but it happened during a sound check. The stage was poorly lit, and she couldn't see the edge. According to the statement released by the Whitney Houston estate, they said that she was not high. Nah, Whitney's personal bodyguard is backing that up. Here's a statement posted by Whitney's sister-in-law. You can pause and read what Pat Houston had to say. But yeah, people are furious because Oprah knew about this for 17 years and managed to keep it quiet while Whitney was alive, then chose to tell this story randomly in a setting where she was being honored to a crowd in France. I mean, think about it. The reason why she showed up to this event, she was accepting her own award. It just didn't make any sense. Like, why this, why now, and why there?
Oprah, don't forget that you got secrets too, sis, because a lot of us are still trying to figure out exactly what happened down there in South Africa. Don't think that we forgot.
Exactly.
The fact that you sat on that stage telling all of Whitney's business as if you were spilling tea when you was really spilling piss is absolutely baffling to me. I have never been to your show, but you cannot make me believe that people were able to come inside of that studio without putting their phones away first, because anybody that sat in that studio that particular day and had that type of information and did not think to capitalize off of it, it's hard for me to believe, especially only because you asked them. Hell no. Now, it is very ironic to me that this information came out literally after your boy Clive Davis left the earth. Okay. So with that being said, maybe you were trying to get in front of whatever is about to come out about him, because trust me, I know that it is stories up the yin.
Clive Davis died. Oprah is out here randomly bringing up Whitney Houston, and not in a flattering way. So a lot of people are starting to wonder if this was intentional. Like Oprah was running interference, trying to shift the conversation away from what the internet was saying about Clive to Whitney's struggles.
Baby, when the documentaries start dropping, baby, they are going to.
And so I want y'all, that's all I'm going to play. That's all I'm going to play on this video. It's just more reactions of different people giving their thoughts on what Oprah has said. But I want y'all to just let that sink in for a second. Did Oprah say this in lieu of Clive Davis's death to try to detract, take, the energy off of Clive Davis because of what could possibly come out since his passing, right? So I found this video. It's an old video of Clive Davis on the Wendy Williams show, right? And when I saw this interview, this was because Wendy Williams, they don't make them like her anymore, right? She was asking the tough questions. And this was after Whitney Houston's death. And Wendy Williams is asking Clive Davis, like, nigga, sir, why would you still have this party going on while Whitney Houston, your literal like star, your star of your whole entire conglomerate, Whitney Houston is the one. She is the one, right? The one that put it all on the map, that made you the money, that got you all of the things, right? This woman is dead upstairs and you decided to still host and continue your party. Listen to how this man responds. Listen to the things that he said. It almost sounds like it was planned. Just listen.
So our next
shout out to Howie Kemper video is where I got this video from. Let's get into it. Make sure y'all get the likes up.
next guest is a music legend who discovered more stars than anyone in the music business, including Whitney Houston, Bruce Springsteen, Barry Manilow, and Alicia Keys, and that's just to name a few. And now he's got this brand new memoir. It's called The Soundtrack of My Life. Please welcome the legendary Clive Davis. How are you? What's good?
Oh my God, Candy, how you doing? Pisces, how you doing, girl? Thank you for being here. Thank you, girl. Thank you. I'm trying to do something. You know what I mean? I appreciate y'all. What's going on, Magnetar? Thank you for pulling up. But Candy, don't forget Whitney handed Brandy a letter that night she passed. Her whole death seemed ritualistic. Exactly. And Brandy, to the front, babe. What's in that note? What's in that note? We need to know. I don't think Whitney Houston's spirit can rest until the world knows what's in that note. Because there got to be some information in there that links to her passing. But that's all conspiracy. We don't know. We don't know anything. Fair use, fair use. But let's get into this interview because it was very dark. He looked like a demon.
Oh, I can't believe this is my first time meeting you. As long as you've been around, and then I've been around for a minute. This is my first time meeting you.
And mine yours.
How you doing?
I'm doing pretty good.
Good. Listen, you're known for matching your pocket square with your tie, and there you are, still matching. And also, we'll give Mr. Davis a bit of shoe cam. He's wearing Prada shoes. Prada on aisle 2. It's good.
Great.
Really nice. It's an honor to have you here to talk about it. 45 years in the music business.
And been a terror and a menace the entire time.
How do you stay? Because you and my dad are similar in age.
Okay.
Do you say your age?
I'm 80.
80, yes. My dad is 83. How do you manage to stay current?
Well, I have a fear of going over the hill. I've seen others do that.
Yes.
So I keep my ears current. I bring tapes of every hit record when it hits the chart. I bring it home on weekends. I listen to it. I see as trends develop, I want to be ahead of the curve. So that's what I do. Every weekend I have my homework, and I've done it all these years.
All these years. It's nice. Now, in your memoir, you do talk about discovering Whitney Houston. How did you know that she was going to be a big star?
Well, I went to see Whitney do 2 songs in her mother's act. Her mother, Sissy, was headlining the club Sweetwater's in this town.
In the city, yeah.
And Whitney came out there. She was 19 years old. By total coincidence, she was doing the song, The Greatest Love of All, even then. It's a song I commissioned for The Life of Muhammad Ali, the film.
Yeah.
I had put that song with George Benson about 8 years previous. When I heard her dig deep, when I heard her find meaning in that song that I don't think the composers...
He said, cha-ching, cha-ching. That's what he said. Let me fast forward a little bit till they get to talking about what we came here for.
Artist. When you saw her on that Michael Jackson tribute,
Seen her for a while, but within a 2-year period of time.
I come from a place of addiction, so personally speaking, I think that only the addict can clean up. But do you feel as though there was more that you could have done, like cut off her money supply or something?
You know, you always go through that in-depth analysis. I met with her in my home. I had spent a weekend when Bobby was in jail.
Did you like Bobby?
I never had much to do with Bobby. I don't think Bobby was the cause of her problems. I think they had a codependent, somewhat unhealthy love relationship. But I did meet with her, like you and I are talking right now.
Yes.
And
that's not enough. Did you have people come in and want to tie her up and take her to a rehab, lock her away for a moment or something? Not that that would have worked either, but...
No, you know.
Yeah.
I have unhappily learned that whatever way, no matter what the trust between 2 people or the love, that the person has to sink to that level that they want to get better themselves.
Yeah.
So I was powerless.
Yeah. Now, I've made it no secret that I just thought it was in poor taste for you to continue with the pre-Grammy party when Whitney's body was still upstairs in the hotel room. Remember, Whitney passed.
Listen, she said, I thought it was in poor taste to have the party still going while Whitney was dead upstairs in the hotel room.
Passed away the same day as Clive, your annual party. Why did you go on and have the party? Just asking.
Well, you're a very small minority because if you knew Whitney better.
Out the gate, disrespect. Out the gate, deflection. Out the gate, defensiveness. You're a small minority. Because if you would have known Whitney better, okay, guilty.
You knew she was not there to perform.
Yeah.
This was her favorite night of the year.
Oh.
She came out every year.
Oh.
This party was so part of her.
So you're saying
And
that she
so
would've-
that the family, we spoke to representatives of Pat, who was a manager, and Gary, who was her brother.
Her body was still upstairs.
Right, Wendy. Her body was still upstairs. Y'all could have canceled that shit. Everything canceled. Everything done. We're done. We're done. Wrap this up. That's paying respects. That's showing respects. It doesn't matter if Whitney Houston wasn't there to perform or not. She was there, and she was there. What? A part. I'm sure there was an honoring aspect of her that was going to happen that day. She was still going to be there and present, and an important part of the whole event. So if she's not going to be there because she has passed away, then you cancel the fucking event. What the hell?
We dedicated the evening. Whitney would have wanted this party to go on any more than the Grammys should stop. There was a packed house paying tribute. Alicia performed, Tony Bennett, Diana.
Now, wait a goddamn minute. See, this is where it throws me off, because she died just hours before the Grammy party, right? But now you're making it seem like, oh, we did a tribute, though. Whitney would have wanted it. No, Whitney was a lady of class. Whitney was a lady of tact and couth and respect. She would have never respected people partying in the same building, just a few floors under her, if she had just passed away so tragically at a party that she was supposed to attend, that she was a part of. So to sit there and speak for her when she's not even alive to speak for herself is sick. But then to start naming off all these names to make it seem like, but look, we had this person here, we had that person there to pay tribute to her. She would have wanted this. No, she would not have wanted that.
Crawl, the Kinks had flown in from Europe, Elvis Costello, Jackson Brown, Diana Ross, Jamie Foxx.
You're saying these people all came in because they were already coming to the Grammy party, or were they coming in specifically to honor a tribute for Whitney Houston? Because that would mean that maybe everybody knew about it. That's what it sounds like to me.
Everybody.
It's not like you were able to get all of these people there just instantaneously and say, hey, we want you to hurry up and fly across the pond and do a tribute for Whitney Houston. She died today before the Grammy party. No.
Celebrated the life, the memory. That was appropriate. So I beg to differ with you.
Well, we agree to disagree. And that's fine. Kelly Clarkson said, well, here's a quote from Kelly. She says, he also goes on to say, My December, that was the name of her album, wasn't successful because I co-penned the album and it didn't have pop hits. Well, first, let me say, I've co-penned many of my pop hits. Secondly, My December went platinum. What do you say to Kelly?
Well, firstly, I write about our relationship in the book. I say, first of all, she has a great voice. Because she had a great voice, I fought at the beginning of her career for her to get songs like Since You've Been Gone and Behind These Hazel Eyes and Breakaway, because initially there was a taint to an American Idol winner and writers did not want to give their songs to her. I believed in her from the start. I still believe in her. I gave her those songs.
So now Wendy is talking about how he said what he said about Kelly Clarkson. This is just a pattern of this man exploiting the women around him that were extremely talented and that trusted him with their careers. But we're going to get into another video.
Yes, our memory might differ about some issues that have come up.
I want to go back just a little bit.
The evening, this party was so part of her.
So you're saying that she
that the family, we spoke to representatives of Pat, who was a manager, and Gary, who was her brother.
Her body was still upstairs.
But we dedicated the evening. Whitney would have wanted this party to go on any more than the Grammys should stop.
No. Tell me in the chat if y'all believe that Whitney Houston would have still wanted a big tribute, not even hours, like The girl is still, she's not even in the ambulance yet. They still haven't even taken her body out the hotel, and you still got the party going on. And you're saying because we turned it into a tribute that it's okay? No, that's exploitation. You took that as an opportunity, and it seems like a ritual. So that's just one piece of his darkness, because anybody with like any sort of humanity, with any sort of respect for Whitney Houston and Whitney Houston's family, they would have shut it all down. But now Whitney Houston's estate, back to Oprah, right? They've come out to deny all of the claims that Oprah has said about why Whitney Houston fell on stage during
the day she came to my show
that
to
event.
perform in front of the audience. She was not, and she fell off of the stage.
Whitney Houston's estate is firing back on Oprah Winfrey's claims that the late singer had relapsed during her final appearance on The Oprah Winfrey Show. On Tuesday, June 23rd, Winfrey received Cannes Lions' Lionheart Award and revealed in a conversation on stage that the final time Houston joined the show in 2009, she fell off the stage when she wasn't sober.
I was interviewing Whitney Houston on one of her last interviews, and
I'm gonna fast forward.
And I knew because it would ruin her life, and they did not.
And confirming that she, quote, absolutely fell, but claiming it was due to the studio's layout. Quote, it was during a sound check, and it was due to the darkness of the area and her unfamiliarity with the stage. She was absolutely not high. The statement read in part, adding that while the legendary singer, quote, faced personal battles, it is inaccurate and unfair to attach that struggle to every performance or every chapter of her life.
Right.
The statement then added, quote, what the studio audience witnessed on stage was the result of discipline, talent, and commitment, not the assumptions others project. Whitney's humanity included triumphs and struggles, but on that day, she showed up as the professional and gifted artist she always worked to be. We owe her the dignity of telling the truth, not repeating myths. The late icon's former bodyguard also backed up the estate's claims, telling TMZ that Houston was coming to the front of the stage and didn't see the edge, causing her to fall, but was fine and laughed it off after it happened. The artist performed I Didn't Know My Own Strength in September 2009 as part of a two-part appearance on the former daytime talk show.
So you hear what she just said. The bodyguard also came out and spoke too, and we're going to get into what he had to say as well, because he was there the day that she fell, right? And to answer this question, to me, it seems like they knew, because the way he said it, you got to understand the Grammys happened at a certain time. She died just a couple hours before the start of the party. So everybody that's coming to this party is already there or already on the way, already in the vicinity. He was making it seem like since she died, all of these people came, and then we turned it into a whole tribute. It's like he said it as if he called those certain people, Alicia Keys and Bruce Springsteen or whoever that he named, all came to do this tribute to honor Whitney Houston when she died. How the hell would you have that time to put all of that together if you didn't already plan for it? You know what I mean? He was making it seem like we have to, you know what I mean? We had this person and we had to do it like this, and we turned it into a tribute. But it just seems like you already knew this was going to happen, which is why you didn't bat an eye to cancel it, because you had all of those big names. It's like you knew there was a tribute that was about to happen. So to me, in my mind, yeah. Yeah, they knew that shit was about to go down. But let's get into what the bodyguard had to say, because he was there. He watched it. And I'm glad that he spoke up about it, because to speak ill on the dead is one thing, but to also lie on a woman like Whitney Houston, to continuously damage her legacy by associating her with her drug use, like her estate said, every single performance, every single show, every single appearance and interview should not be connected to this part of her life, when she was overall a wonderful performer, singer, and a professional. So why are you bringing this up to keep this attached to her? It's foul all across the board. But this is what the bodyguard had to say on TMZ.
Take us back to that day. What happened? I don't know whether it was a sound check or they was actually doing I can't remember exactly when she fell, but she was coming toward the front of the stage, and it's a drop off, and it's sort of like a dark spot there. So when she got to the edge, I think somebody told her, "Watch, be careful, watch it," and then she went down. But so we got to her, but she got up. Matter of fact, she made fun about it.
What did she say when she was making fun about it?
She was just laughing. She said, "I didn't see that." She said, "I didn't even see that." I said, "That's obvious. You didn't see it." And so we was making sure she was all right. But she finished doing what she was doing.
How close were you physically to the stage when she fell?
Well, I was behind the I don't know what you call it, a media room or what, but a lot of action was going on back there as far as setting everything up and just some doing that and just some doing this. Oprah's people, that is. And but we were not too far from her.
What was your immediate reaction when she fell off the stage?
I just said, "Damn." I mean, I felt responsible in a way. I don't know. I just felt responsible because she was my principal, and for that to happen, But thank God she was okay. Like I said, we laughed about it later on, or they did. I didn't. I don't cherish too much of that kind of stuff.
Was Whitney having struggles with addiction during that time period that you remember?
I would tell you the truth about it. And this is the honest truth. I never seen Whitney get high. Never seen her. I speculated, but I never saw her. I never seen her do it. During that time, she had like two different personalities when she got ready to. When she's at home and when she's in the public working, it's like she at home she's like herself. She ain't got to put on no face for nobody or nothing. She just her. But when she get around, people like Oprah and them, she everything changed for her. She went into that Whitney Houston, the famous Whitney Houston.
So at home she was nippy. In public she was Whitney. Yeah, she probably had to be, because look how much she was scrutinized even as Whitney Houston. Imagine if she felt confident enough to be nippy all, in every aspect. They would have drug her through the dirt.
You know what I'm saying? So sometimes she would act, I guess they thought she'd act like that all the time, but she didn't. She was always, I call her country. I said, "You sure you was born in New Jersey, or were you born down south somewhere?" Because she be around home, no shoes on, walking around, holy jeans, and talking junk.
So you mentioned she was kind of like two different people, the one at home in private and then the one in public. Was there anything that day about her, maybe her behavior, that would suggest she was impaired that day?
No.
Oprah had suggested that she had relapsed and the fall was due to her being high. Do you think that was the case?
No, I think the case was she didn't really know that stage. And when she walked out there, she stepped off of it.
And that's one thing, when you are somebody that is like known for, smoking or doing drugs or just, being a drinker, even when you're not, they automatically assume that if you trip and fall or if you make a mistake, oh, you must be high or you must be drunk. It's like, damn, no, can I also be a human being that trips sometimes? Can I also be a human being that's trying to figure out the stage and it's a little dark and I may, I may not see everything clearly and fall over? That's also a thing. And I don't like it. And because of that, Oprah perpetuating that stigma just aligns with that. Do you know what I mean? It automatically associates Whitney Houston doing any and everything when she's high and high only. Like she had to be on drugs when she did that. She was on drugs when she did this. when most of the time she wasn't. She clearly wasn't in this situation, but because that's what she was known for, or because that's what was put on blast about her, she trip and fall. Oh, she must be under the influence. And it's like, no, some people make human mistakes. Some people trip and fall.
In on to the next level. You know, that was the case. I don't know. I guess I would did the same thing if I didn't, because it was sort of dark right there where she stepped off at. I don't think that's the case, but I can't. What Miss Richard said was maybe she thought that way. I don't know. Maybe she was looking because I can see from her eyes.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Biz Shorty, you said I just did a search. They did know before the party started. Documented fact. Exactly. And then on top of that, the fact that they all stayed, because like I said, just even from like a human point of view, if I was at the Grammy party and heard that Whitney Houston passed away, I'm leaving. Like Candy said, I think Candy said, somebody said earlier in the chat, that's like dancing on somebody's grave, literally. They all knew. Exactly. They all knew. They all kept the party going. It was a ritual. And it was and I believe they knew before the day of the Grammy party. They knew for a while before it actually happened. I believe it to be true. I
can only see from mine. But I have to worry about that because I knew she was not. And Miss Winfrey might have thought that she was.
What's up,
Do you see a reason why Oprah would think that?
It's hard for me to answer that question. I can't say what she was thinking. I didn't even know she even thought that, really.
So the two conflicting stories has everyone forced to pick a side between two icons. You're either picking Oprah's side or you're picking Whitney's estate side. For people that believe Oprah's account about what happened that day, what would you say to those people?
That'd be obvious that she carries a lot of support as far as her being who she is. But like I said, from her point.
And if anybody is trying to figure out what side to choose, you never choose the side of someone that is speaking ill on the dead. So we should be on Whitney's side by default. You don't ever speak ill on the dead like Whitney Houston. Okay. Yeah, I know there are certain people that you can speak ill of because they were horrible people when they were living. But a woman like Whitney Houston that was struggling with addiction, but was still, the people's princess, inspired by us all, to speak ill on her after the fact, and she can't defend herself. No, you don't be on Oprah's side. You don't believe shit that's coming out this lady's mouth. Especially a bitch that's connected to Harvey Weinstein, that created a weird ass school, and all of a sudden the young girls end up missing from this school. All around the same time, Harvey Weinstein and Jeffrey Epstein and everybody is being exposed. Yeah, no. She a dirtbag like the rest of them.
She might have thought that she was. I'm not down in nobody. I'm just saying that she wasn't. I would know. But she wasn't. She come from back there. And there was a little screen up there too. You could see them. And you barely through that little screen on the back, the band and everything, everybody's back. You had to open that thing up to really see him on stage. But she just walked out too far. It just happened to other artists. She walked out too far on stage.
Yeah.
And she dropped down. I imagine scared.
And again with Oprah, how did she? If I was that interviewer or the person that she was telling that story to, I would have been like, well, how did you know that? Did you see Whitney taking drugs? Did she tell you she was high? Did you did you walk in on her trailer before she came out and you just knew she was in there smoking crack? or whatever it was, whatever it is that she was doing, how can you automatically assume that she was high after she fell off that stage? That's why I'm saying, like, how can you just run with something and have no actual proof?
The hell out of it, because when you drop like that and you don't know how far you're gonna go down.
As Oprah Winfrey is what I'm saying.
You sort of like squeeze a little bit, but she jumped. You got back up. She got back up, and they did what they had to do.
So Whitney's estate has come out disputing Oprah's account of what happened that day, saying that Whitney was not high. Do you think Oprah should apologize to Whitney's fans and to her family?
Only if she feel that way. Don't do it because somebody else. Be truthful about it. You got to be truthful about it. Don't switch up or apologize if you don't really mean it. That's the way I stand on it. If you don't really mean it, go on with it. Because you know what? Whitney's not here to rebuttal. She's not here. So you never hear her telling me being on the interviews and talking to people too much, because she's not here to back up what I say, or she's not here to rebuttal what I say. So why talk about it?
Yeah.
Just like that right there. Now, they say that she waited so many years before she said it. Well, why didn't you say it then?
Exactly. Why you wait all this time to hold on to this story that happened 17 years ago, and then the timing to reveal this story days after Clive Davis's death, which we all know was heavily associated with Whitney Houston? It's like we don't believe everything that we see in the media anymore. We don't believe everything that these celebrities say is true anymore. No, we're questioning everything, and we see through the bullshit. Like he said, that shit happened how many years ago? Whitney is not here to defend herself, so why are you bringing it up now? Why was it necessary, Oprah? Why are you running your big ass, goofy ass, nasty ass mouth?
She's dead. She's gone. My sister gone. Yeah. So she can't say, no, I know that. No, I wasn't. You might think I was, but I was not. She can't say that. That's my point.
And that's another thing. Oprah didn't even give her the grace to say, I think maybe she was, because she felt she was sober this time, but she wasn't sober on this time. She wasn't sober this night. She was doing drugs on this day. That's why she failed. No. And you have absolutely no proof of that at all whatsoever. But you put that out there, and because you want people to run with that narrative. It's very sick.
Oprah said that she had.
You could have just gave a speculation. I think maybe you didn't even have to say shit at all. She didn't even have to say anything at all. Fuck your speculation. Why was the story necessary to be told in that moment in 2026, 17 years later? What was the reason, Oprah? I hope that she hears all of this backlash. I hope she responds to what the estate has to say. And I hope that estate does something legally to hold her accountable. Because why the fuck are you talking? Why are you talking like this?
Sealed what happened because she didn't want it to ruin Whitney's career. She's obviously talking about it now, saying that she believed that she was high. Do you believe Oprah's story that she didn't speak out at that time because she felt it would ruin her career?
And that's also bullshit, because they were dragging Whitney before you decided not to reveal this. They were dragging her already, right? She was on a redemption tour. She was, trying to gain all her weight back. She did that show with Michael Jackson. She was all bony. We all saw it, right? They were dragging her all through the media, all through the tabloids, all in the magazines. It didn't ruin her career, but it stained it. So you not revealing this, that wasn't gonna do shit, Oprah. That wasn't gonna do shit. What it was gonna do was, during her time of trying to redeem herself and during her moment of sobriety, is refocus, shift the narrative and put the attention back on her addiction. And that's what you and you probably didn't do it because you probably didn't find a reason to, but you made sure you held on to that now. right? You make sure you put that in your back pocket so you had a reason to reveal it one day. And still, the reason why you revealed it, we still don't know because it was so uncalled for and so unnecessary.
Well, I don't. And this is me. This is me talking now. I don't really think so. She would ruin her career.
Yeah.
She waited 17 years to say that's and after she died. I'm saying you should say it while she's living.
And give her a chance to respond herself.
Right. So she can respond to you. She just put in the people's heads. That's the way she was. And maybe
exactly.
Miss Winfrey might have thought that that's the way that it was for real. But Whitney, I'm saying she wasn't because she was straight. That's what I'm saying. That's me on it. And she said that she wasn't straight. So, but I know one thing. I think it should have been done while if she wanted to talk about it or say something about it, she should have said it to Whitney or said it
yeah, somebody needs to ask Oprah. So if you saw that, did you go up to Whitney and say, "Are you struggling again, Whitney? Do you need some help?" Like, what happened in that moment? You just saw her fall and didn't say anything and just spoke quietly to yourself like, "Oh, she must be high. She must be on them drugs again." What did you do as a supporter of Whitney Houston, as an ally of Whitney Houston, supposedly, to help her in that moment? Is besides telling the audience, don't take pictures, allegedly. I would love if somebody from that audience from back then comes to the front of the line and speak the truth on what happened that day and actually say what they saw. Because you could have handled that differently. If you were really concerned, like he said, you would have helped pick her up, pulled her to the side and said, "Are you okay, ma'am? I thought you were sober. Are you sober? Are you okay?" But you didn't. You didn't. And that's why you're full of shit, Oprah. That's why you're full of shit.
Was living.
Ray, out of everything you've witnessed, working alongside Whitney for many years and also being one of the first people there when she passed away, what is one thing you wish people understood about Whitney that may get lost during conversations like this?
Whitney was she was a very caring person. Sometimes she would have to forget who she really was. She thinks she can do what everybody else could do. And I said, "No, you can't do that." "Why not? How come I can't do that?" I said, "Because you're Whitney Houston." I said, "That's why you can't do it." "Oh, we had many talks." "That's why you can't do it. You Whitney Houston." I said, "You remember when you was that little girl down in the basement with that hairbrush singing in the mirror?" I said, "It finally came. That's who you are. You don't belong to yourself anymore. You belong to them." That's why in my speech, I said we should give a little more to the entertainers and than just the price of a ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Because they give you more. And I used to see her looking so sad, and it would break my heart, when people be talking about it and all that. She said, I ain't messing with nobody. Why they miss me?" I said, "Because you are who you are."
Exactly. And it sucks. It sucks because celebrities, Whitney Houston, she's still a freaking human being. But when you reach a certain level of success and you're also beautiful, people are constantly plotting on your downfall, constantly looking for a reason to shame you, to humble you, to say, you're not perfect. Look at you. Look, you fail. There is like a microscope heavily on you because they don't like the fact that everybody sees you as beautiful and talented and perfect. There's something in them that they wish that they had. So they're looking to see what is the bad thing that we can highlight the most to take away from the good. When you are that girl like Whitney Houston was, people are looking to destroy you, use you, and exploit you. And what's scary about it is that those people always come with a smile on their face. They always step to you as if they are a friend. They always come into you as if, oh no, you my girl. I support you. I want to, take you, make you a star and all this and that. They always come as wolves in sheep's clothing. It's very disgusting, and it is like a flaw in our humanity. You know what I mean? Like, it's like a character flaw that a lot of people have. Oh, sorry. I did not mean to pause it on that.
You're a megastar. And when you're a megastar, they saying you belong to them. They, she finally caught on. She understood.
Yeah. Does it make you sad when stories like this come out about her, highlighting her addiction issues and not about her accomplishments? Does that hurt you when people say things like this?
No. That doesn't hurt me because I know who she really was. So, you can say what you want to say. That don't make it bread and butter.
Mm-hmm.
See, I you got to know the person.
And who was Whitney to you?
Whitney was a sister. She was, first and foremost, she
Absolutely.
was a principal. And then after working with her so long, she got to want me to just be like her. And I always was the bodyguard. I can't sit there with you and lollygag with you and we're out here in the public. I can't do that. I'm already stressed as I am, just because a lot of times it's just be me and her. That's very stressful.
Yeah.
And she be wanting to, well, let's go here, let's go there, So I would go, but let me tell you something. I was on pins and needles the whole time because who she was.
Mm.
But she was like I said, she was a sister, a boss, principal, and I tried to accommodate in every way that I could, as far as helping her or talking to her, and about her being in the public eye and who she was, and my sister stayed on top of things with her. Her in the camp,
Mm-hmm.
They tried to stay on top of things, and
So y'all, we're gonna switch it up, but this was through TMZ. If you want to finish the rest of it, it's pretty much done. But God bless this guy because he was very close to Whitney Houston, knew very personal things about her and kind of had her back. And I'm glad that he came to the front and stepped in to speak truth to Whitney and, shut down the claims that she was there that day, high as a kite falling off the stage and shit. Speaking of bitches falling off stages, okay. Since you want to play crackhead games, no pun intended. Oop. You can win a crackhead prize because ain't this you, Oprah?
You have to name it to claim it. So here's my definition of what wellness means to me. This is my definition, not yours, just an idea, because you're going to be defining it for yourself. Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean...
The irony of her talking about balance. The irony of you talking about balance right before this shit happened.
All things are equal or at peace at all times.
Well, goddamn.
Wrong shoes.
Wrong shoes? No, let's play it again. No, because you was so hot.
To name it to claim it. So here's my definition of what wellness means to me. This is my definition, not yours, just an idea, because you're going to be defining it for yourself. Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times.
Baby, and she fell hard. I believe wellness means all things are in balance. 2 seconds later, the Lord showed you. You're out of balance, bitch. You're not aligned. You're unwell. I would have been like, well, Oprah, what's up with this? Were you not healthy when you fell face forward on stage with a whole spotlight on you where you were able to see very clear as fucking day where you was going? Was it the drugs, bitch? Why are you imbalanced? Why you not in alignment? What happened to you? Wrong shoes? What's wrong with you? You forgot what size shoes you wore? You don't what your shoes are too big? What you mean wrong shoes? How you make it all the way to the stage and start your damn talk with the wrong shoes on? What happened, Oprah? What happened? I'm gonna watch that shit one more time with your stupid ass. One more time. I need a good laugh.
Said you have to name it to claim it. So here's my definition of what wellness means to me. This is my definition, not yours, just an idea, because you're going to be defining it for yourself. Wellness to me means all things in balance. And balance doesn't mean all things are equal or at peace at all times. Wrong shoes.
You dirty bitch. Somebody bring that up. Okay. Oh, hold on. My bad. Somebody bring that shit up and get the question in her. Why the hell she fell all over the goddamn stage like that? Girl. Shoot. Pissing me off. Big burly murly ass. You can't even keep up. You can't even, you tripping over your own 2 feet. What's going on with you? We need to start questioning your health, your mental stability. But anyway, no, that really pissed me off. Because, girl, why are you saying shit? And this is clearly a ploy to take the heat off Clive Davis and to, like, distract us from other shit. But we're not going anymore. We're not going. We on y'all ass. What did Cat Williams say last year? All demons will, well, he said big dick demons, but all demons will be exposed. She's one of them. So let's get into a little bit more of who Clive Davis was, right? So I came across a couple videos that gave a deep dive on who he is and how he's affected a lot of the people that he so-called helped in the music industry. So shout out to, let me change it up real quick. What the heck, y'all? Okay, there we go. Shout out to Jay Marvelous. Thank you for this video. Let's get into it because I thought his was dope. And then we'll switch to another one and then we'll get into the Karmelo Anthony segment. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure you hit the like button, please. Let's see. We got 38 people in the building. We had about 40 earlier, but that's all right. We just trying to, do a little something. Let me give y'all a round of applause. My bad. Thank y'all so much. Make sure you hit the like button. So let's get into this next video. It's kind of creepy.
The ability to have a business sense is very important because you want them to be successful. And there were issues, at the face because the artist discovery was phenomenal. The hits they had were phenomenal. But I'm sure you read that TLC was very unhappy. You know why they were unhappy, or Tony? Because the cost of their videos were extraordinary. Waterfalls, or the cost of making the album.
And y'all remember how piss poor TLC was under this management. They struggled to the point where when they were accepting an award, they had to speak out and say, yeah, yo, we got the #1 song on the charts, #1 video, heavy rotation, MTV, BT, VH1, everything. And we are broke. And this man is sitting here saying, well, your videos cost too much. No, baby. No, working with you is what costs them. You being in control of their destiny as artists is what costs them, just like everybody else. Well, let's continue.
There are always advances against royalties, and that gets charged to the artist. So you've got to run a tight ship. You've got to have a label in front of you. And the artist has got to have management that makes sense. Because TLC were brilliant, incredibly talented, but royalties were affected by the cost of the videos and the cost of the recordings. which were extraordinary.
And knowing Whitney, I don't believe that she would have said, the show must go on. She was the kind of woman that would say, stop everything. I'm not going to be there. You know, I don't know what could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her. So they were like, I don't understand how that party went
I
on.
had Clive Davis by pure chance in here on Friday night.
A true tribute, you know, might have been a truer, a more honest tribute from, in my opinion, would have been maybe call everybody together, let's say a prayer, and let's eat dinner and go home.
What is your,
I couldn't get dressed. I was supposed to go to the party. I just got off a plane from Miami at about 5:30. As soon as I hit the tarmac, I found out, I heard, and I couldn't put on makeup. I couldn't get dressed. I couldn't do anything. I was paralyzed.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace. So,
okay, y'all, I'm about to rewind it. Sorry, because I wanted to hear that part with Shaka Khan said, because Shaka also said, sorry, I just ran up and downstairs. No, but have y'all ever heard that clip? And I'll try to find it. But have y'all ever heard that clip of Shaka Khan saying that her label basically told her that she was worth more dead than she is alive? That right there lets you know these music executives, these machines that, you know, be puppeteering all these artists, they don't care about your human life. And they're right. Look how much money Michael Jackson is making to this day. And he's no longer here, right? Whitney Houston, the same. They know this. They know this upon like signing you, I believe. They look at the end goal in mind. How can I profit off of this person forever? How can I make sure I can exploit and profit off of this human life, their energy and their talent and their gifts long after they pass away? I believe that's what happened to Whitney. I believe that's what happened to Michael Jackson. I believe that is what happened with Prince. They don't need the actual body for them to continue making music off your name, putting your music out there and profiting off of it. It's actually very sick. And when I was pursuing like a solo singing career and had my little, you know, stint in LA, very small stint. And when I saw the things that I was seeing and just working with people in the way that they would try to like manipulate the women and try to exploit them by way of saying, well, if you want this, you got to do that. I said, oh, baby, it ain't never that deep. It's not that serious. I'll take the stairs. I don't need to lay on my back, lay with so-and-so, do something weird to get a check. But apparently, I'm not saying that's what any of these people have done. But what I'm saying is that industry is very dark. It's very dark. It's scary. It can be very demonic. And if you don't have solid people around you that are willing to go to bat for you and to not have you overexposed and keep you grounded enough, it will be your demise. It can be your success and your demise. You see all of these people that enter these industries and they become so famous, some of them so rich, and they're so unhappy. They're so depressed because the dark energy is steadily looming around them, controlling every aspect of their life. They can't be normal human beings. Like the uncle said, you are a superstar. You don't own your life. They own it. And it shouldn't be like that. These are still human beings. These are regular people. I've never been the type to be impressed by celebrities because I'm like, okay, this is just a person that has achieved greatness in their lane. You know what I mean? They're super talented. I can admire them. I can definitely fan out, but to treat them different or to make them feel like I'm entitled to them because I'm a fan of them, no, that shit weird as hell. No.
believe that she would have said, the show must go on. She was the kind of woman that would say, stop everything.
Exactly.
I'm not gonna.
She would have said, hell no. Hell to the no. Nippy from round the way, okay? Nippy from round the way. All right. She not going off that. That would have been so distasteful. She would have been so disgusted had somebody else important in the music industry died in the same hotel the same day, hours before the damn Grammy party. Whitney would have got her ass up and left. She wouldn't have stayed and partied up and hung out and kikied and throw the bowls and take pictures like the rest of them weird ass people did. She would have left. So the fact that this nasty motherfucker said she would have wanted this. And how can you prove that? No, you wanted it. You wanted it. You know there was still money to be made even in lieu of her death. But let's keep on.
You know, I don't know what could motivate a person to have a party in a building where the person whose life he had influenced so enormously and whose life had been affected by her.
Cute.
They were like, I don't understand how that party
I had Clive Davis by pure chance
Everybody,
on
girl.
Friday night.
A true tribute, you know, might have been a truer, a more honest tribute in my opinion, would have been maybe call everybody together, let's say a prayer.
Yeah, right.
And let's eat dinner and go home.
Fuck the dinner. I do agree. Since we're here, we're going to maybe, okay, maybe, okay, maybe. But I still would have been too uncomfortable to stay in that building. Whitney Houston is upstairs dead, and I'm down here eating a sirloin steak. Okay? No, that don't make sense. I would have lost my appetite. But to come together and say, hey, a tragedy just happened. Let's have a moment of silence. Let's pay our respects. We're going to have to end this Grammy party early to pay our respects. And mind you, it's a crime scene, damn near. She died in the bathtub. They're trying to figure shit out. Police coming in, ambulance taping shit off. Why is the party still going on? Makes no sense. Party over.
I couldn't get dressed. I was supposed to go to the party. I just got off a plane from Miami at about 5:30. As soon as I hit the tarmac, I found out. I heard, and I couldn't put on makeup. I couldn't get dressed. I couldn't do anything. I was paralyzed.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace. So, we're gonna do a video on Clive Davis. All right, now he don't really do too many interviews, but I found some clips, and we're gonna discuss his career. You know what I'm saying? Because he did, you know, regardless of a lot of people saying like, you know, Clive Davis was a monster, whatever the case may be.
And he was.
You know, he did put a lot of artists on. All right, like his resume is pretty extensive. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, like when I do these videos, it's always some funny business in a lot of these people's careers. You know what I'm saying? And we're going to talk about a few things, all right? So Clive Davis was born April 4th, 1932 in Brooklyn, New York, all right? Now, his parents, Herman and Florence Davis, were actually media runners. All right, you'll know the media runner at a law firm.
All right, y'all can go check out his video if you want to hear the background, because I really don't give a frick about this demon and where he came from and all that. But let's get into some of these interviews.
Years, I got an offer unsolicited from the chief attorney for Columbia Records, a client of the firm. And he said, if you leave now, within a year, I'm going to become head of international for Columbia. We're going to set up companies in England and France. And I don't have a backup here sufficient, but within a year, you'll be head attorney. So I went to the senior attorney of this law firm I was in, a great law firm. Sam Roseman was the lawyer for Franklin Roosevelt and Harry Truman. Ralph Cohen represented CBS, Columbia Records, Bill Paley. So I went to Ralph Cohen and I said, look, I've got this offer that sounds great. And I described it to him. And as your dad told you, Ralph Cohen said to me, you don't want the record business. They are street guys. Most of them have gold chains. They're jazzy. Look at you in your khaki pants and tweed sport jacket coming from Harvard. You come from a totally different place than the record business. And of course I took the advice politely. It was certainly well-intentioned. The reason I bring it up is that I knew that notwithstanding the education that I had at Harvard, notwithstanding my khaki pants and tweed sport jacket, that I grew up on the streets of Brooklyn, melting pot, friendly with every race, color, and creed. And that the advice my mother had given me to get out and meet people, I knew the common person. I didn't just know the Gentilian law student at Harvard. And so that brings it full circle.
So what he's saying is that he was trying to get in the industry. He was advised not to because I guess the industry was, you know, I heard him talk about gold chains. He basically said, you're not going to fit in. You're a khaki pants wearing Harvard student. They're not going to take you seriously. But he feel like he found a lane. He's like, no, I went there, but I also came up in Brooklyn. So I you know, it's a melting pot. No, you knew how to like leverage your wits and wanted to leverage your associations with being from the streets of Brooklyn to try to connect with these Black artists the way that you did to exploit them. That Harvard education, because ain't no telling who you were associating with, who you were affiliated with, leaving out of Harvard. You know what I'm saying? That's a very high profile school. You are a very white man. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no telling what type of connections you made and what type of conversations that you were a part of for you to want out of all the industries that you could have gotten into. It was the music industry that you wanted to go into first. And maybe we skip it here. Maybe he talked about the reason why, but I don't believe that you just had a love for music and a love for talent and you just wanted them to be great. No, you found an opportunity. You found an opportunity, which is why, because if it was really about the artist, then you would have shut that damn party down. But you didn't, because it was about you. It was about profitability. It was about maintaining your legacy with the Grammy party or whatnot, right? I think it's all bullshit.
As to why I treasure my upbringing, my education in Brooklyn.
Wow. I mean,
this man think because he grew up in Brooklyn, he can relate to niggas.
Now, once he got in the music business, right? In my opinion, this is when Clive Davis actually became a gangster. Because if you watch that clip with him and Wyclef, they told him, like, you know, you're not really cut out for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, you more on the preppy side. But, you know, getting in that business, he had to adapt. You know what I'm saying? Now, once, you know, he got in the business, like I said, he turned into a gangster, if you ask me. And we're going to talk about that down the line. All right? Now, he started working at CBS Records in 1965 and will be considered as general manager to Columbia and act.
Who are these white boys with afros? Y'all see that? Who the fuck is this? Who the fuck are these guys? Y'all recognize these guys? A white boy with an afro will never not be
CBS Records in 1965 and will be considered as general manager to Columbia and Epic Records. All right. Now, his job was to go out and scout, all right, artists and disc jockeys. Okay. So he signed Barry Manilow to Columbia, Janis Joplin, Billy Joel, Bruce Springsteen, Pink Floyd, Earth, Wind and Fire, Grateful Dead, Aerosmith, a bunch of people he brought over to Epic Records in Columbia, right? Now, remember I said he had a degree in political science, right? And this is where I believe it actually started to pay off, because by 1970, all right, everybody in the music business.
Political science? Political science, huh? So you study the likes of politicians, huh? So that means that you're a fucking liar. That means you couldn't be trusted from the jump. You chose specific specific things to study that helps you to become a better liar and a better manipulator. I mean, I'm just saying, like, the dots connect for me when it comes to that.
Wanted to sign to Clive Davis. All right. You had artists doing shows that was literally remixing their words to put Clive Davis in the lyrics. Now, 1973, all right.
You know what happens when you put a motherfucker in your song, okay? Put Clive Davis in your song, they be putting Trumps in your songs. Ooh, child, let's keep going.
Rolling Stones wrote an article, all right, stating how Clive Davis was actually fired from CBS, all right, for providing heroin to artists and using payola. Now, for all of y'all out there that don't know what payola is, I'm gonna break it down real quickly. All right, so you know.
You said what? You got fired. You got fired from CBS. You got fired from CBS for giving your artist heroin. Oh my God, you're the devil. Oh my God, he's the devil. Bitch, you probably got Whitney on that shit. Okay, now there were rumors that before Whitney became who she was already, you know. That's not fun. She was living her life, okay? She was doing her thing, all right? Before all of it, allegedly, she was, she was your homegirl. She was, smoke a drink. She was a partier. You know what I mean? But I can believe, I don't put it past them that if you got fired from CBS for giving artists there or people there you were working with heroin, that hard ass drug, who am I to say that you weren't serving the coke and the crack on a silver platter to Whitney Houston, nigga? Keeping her in a crazy ass state of mind that you knew one day you could profit off of. Let me hear that again. Hold on.
How you riding in the car, right? Stating how Clive Davis was actually. Now, 1973, all right, Rolling Stones wrote an article, all right, stating how Clive Davis was actually fired from CBS, all right, for providing heroin to artists and using payola. Now, for all of y'all out there that don't know what payola is, I'm gonna break it down real quickly. All right, so you know how you riding in the car, right? And you hear the same song 10 times a day. The record company is using a tactic called payola. All right, what they're doing is they're paying these broadcast systems, all right, to play the same song over and over and over again. So don't just think.
Wow. Did y'all hear that? What's going on, Joe? Sorry, y'all. I'm like in and out of the chat. I appreciate y'all. Blah, 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 blah. Blah, 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 blah. I'll be stuttering sometimes. I know y'all be noticing that, but that's okay. But what I was saying was, I wanted to comment here. I wanted to read this comment. Damn, Jazzy, earlier today, I'm late. You're right on time, Joel. You are right on time. Thank y'all for showing up. Look, I'm trying to make this a thing where I tap in with y'all at least twice a week, Mondays and Fridays. So just be expecting more Friday afternoon lives, okay? Because I think it's a good pocket to kind of give you guys what's happened. Doing Mondays to do a recap of maybe what happened days before, and then Fridays to do like a recap of what happened within the week. So thank y'all for being here. You are right on time. Don't you worry about a thing. Make sure your notifications are on though, so you can always be alerted when we go live. And you guys, make sure you like the video. Please help your auntie out, okay? Push me in the algorithms. I need the algorithms. All right? Help auntie out, all right? Please. I love a super chat, but I love a like. All right? I love a like. I'm going to put the banner down here in case anybody wants to support the channel with Cash App. Cash App is $more jazz. Remember, it's all fair use, baby. So I appreciate y'all so much. Well, let's keep it going. Welcome to the Friday afternoon live. Let's keep it going.
Company is using a tactic called payola. All right. What they're doing is they're paying these broadcast systems, all right, to play the same song over and over and over again. So don't just think that these songs are special, all right, or that everybody just likes it. The record companies are paying, all right, the broadcast systems to repeat this song over and over and over again. And that's exactly what Clive Davis was accused of doing, all right, in the 70s. Now, basically, after stealing money from CBS, right, he would start his own record label called Arista Records. Now, when he got this label, right, he signed, you know, his first artist that he brought over there was Barry Manilow. Okay, then he signed Aretha Franklin, Dionne Warwick, Phyllis Hyman, Milli Vanilli, Whitney Houston, Biggie Smalls, Tony Braxton, Usher, Outkast,
everybody,
and many more, right? He even owned a portion of TriStar Pictures. Okay, some of y'all may know what this logo is, you know what I'm saying, from the movies back in the 80s. Now,
sir, read the room, sir. Ain't nothing wrong with what we're talking about. If you know, you know. If you don't know the history of Clive Davis and how he's connected in a very demonic way to a lot of these artists, then I don't know what to tell you, baby. I don't know what to tell you. Now that man is dead, so much is about to come out. And that's why that's why Oprah Winfrey got her ass to talking the way that she did about Whitney Houston to try to protect this white man like she's always done. So read the room, baby. Just keep up. Why are everybody mad at Clive Davis? Keep watching. Motherfucker, keep watching.
I want to talk about, you know, the kind of dark things that Clive Davis has been associated with, right? Because we've all heard the stories. Okay, we all heard everything, especially P. Diddy, all right, and Clive Davis connection. Now, remember, Clive Davis got fired for giving heroin to his artists at CBS, right? Now, just put your mind to this, okay? Jimmy Henchman and P. Diddy and Clive Davis all got the same thing in common, which is kind of ironic, right? Now, for all of y'all that don't know, Jimmy Henchman, okay, was accused of smuggling drugs through Interscope Records and conspiracy to murder, all right? Now, if you ask me, right, these so-called gangsters and rappers all work for the CIA. Okay, that's how they were allowed to get away with so much crime in the music business. All right, now, see, this is what people don't understand is when the three-letter boys are done with you, all right, they leave them there to rot in prison and find a new agent. Okay, so somebody else is doing the same thing they was doing. We just don't know about it. All right, now, Diddy and Clive Davis, right? Some people may have heard this story of how, you know, we still really don't know, but some people may have heard this, you know, about how P. Diddy, all right, got his money to start Bad Boy Records.
What was your favorite memory working with Diddy?
He got that money bending that ass over. He got on them knees. Diddy got on them knees. He bent that ass over for that bag, okay? You can't tell me otherwise. But that brings me to my next video because I came across it. Let's hear what he got to say, and then we're going to go into more about him and Diddy's little relations. You know what I mean? Because, like, it gets freaky, all right? No pun intended, but pun intended, all right?
You know, personally, I've got to tell you, he really is a major star in this film tonight. He's a spokesman all the way through. I met him before I ever knew of him. I met him when he was 21 years old. And when we met, you know, he played me Craig Mack Flavor in Your Ear. He played me 3 cuts from the forthcoming Notorious B.I.G. album. And we talked for hours and hours about music, and I bought into his dream, and I financed Bad Boy Records. And we had an incredible run, an incredible period with all the artists that are touring, you know, from Mace and him, and obviously the great legacy of Biggie, and, you know, Faith and 112, so that the total, I don't want to leave anybody out, but you know, we shared conventions and conferences and rallies together, and to see him, you know, at the time that Whitney died, that night when we were at, you know, my Grammy party, and it was Puffy. It really was Puffy, Diddy, all Puffy of the, and for him to so articulately sum why we were there together, why the party had to go on, why the musical community had to be joined together. Very touching, very special. In fact, and he coined the title, really, because right at the beginning of the film, he says, you know, this is not just the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, the 90s, the 2000s. He said, this is the soundtrack of our life. And the film has 135 music cues with songs that everybody knows. So it's quite a musical venture.
I can't wait to see it.
So he talks about how he poured all into P. Diddy and his dreams and into Bad Boy, and how amazing it was to see him do, you know, whatever he did during the Grammy party or whatever the case may be. So then I came across this video, y'all. This is from Will Evans Live. Shout out to him. Listen to the damn, look at the damn caption, the title. Clive Davis dies after talking Diddy in gay rumors. Now he died because he talked about that diddly diddler stuff. But look, let's hear what they got to say, because it is some strange stuff going on.
But also somebody that has been a proponent of homosexuality in the music industry as well. He did an interview before he passed away, and he spoke about his homosexuality. Check it out.
Second marriage failed. I opened up myself to the possibility of a person rather than a gender. I have never stopped being attracted to women. So we're now dealing with the subject of bisexuality. This subject is very misunderstood because the old adage is you're either gay, you're straight, or you're lying. It's just not true. And so I spend a few pages, but
now with everything that we know about Diddy and the things that have come out about him, the tapes that we've seen with Diddy and other men, the testimony that we've gotten from the eyewitnesses and the people that were there, the male prostitutes that have come forward and talked about Diddy. Cat Williams has a funny stand-up bit that comes to mind where he says, you know, they announced that all the prostitutes were going to be testifying against Diddy, and then 9.
So if this nasty ass white man is open to, you know, different people and different genders, you don't think he made that boy Diddy get on them knees and suck that little white dick for that check? You best believe that's what he did. You best believe that's what he did. That's why Diddy became the demon that he became. That's why Diddy became the demon that he became, because he was being exploited. He was being sexually assaulted. He was being raped. He was being violated. And willingly, because we all know Diddy like that dick too. I mean, come on. I mean, what are we saying? We know what's going on.
Not, excuse my language, 9 niggas walked out. We know those things about Diddy. So when you see Diddy and Clive Davis having their relationship that they have for so many years, a lot of people attribute the behaviors that Diddy has, the homosexual behaviors, as well as, you know, some of the arrogant things that Diddy said to his relationship with Clive Davis and the grooming that Clive Davis did to Diddy when he was a young man is what people allege. These are the type of things, like Diddy was so empowered, he felt comfortable saying things like this.
Whatever the I want to do whenever, however the I want to do it. You know why? Because I'm the freest nigga in the world. I'm going to do whatever the I want to do whenever, however the I want to do it. You know why? Because I'm the freest nigga in the world. In the discussion.
So when you see Diddy make statements like that, a lot of people is like, yeah, he felt empowered because he had this guy standing beside him and putting his arm around him. And, you know, a lot of people allege that they had their own little freaky relationship.
And you know they did.
Which, who knows, right? But it's not unbelievable when you hear Clive Davis talk about his homosexuality and then you compare it with the things that in hip hop. Remember this clip?
Hip hop community is most likely owned by gay. To be honest with you, they're owned by gay. I happen to think there's a gay mafia in hip hop.
So that was an interview that Fat Joe did years ago with Vlad.
Gay mafia is crazy.
And you know,
gay mafia is nuts. But let me jump to when now he could be senile at this point, but let me jump to when they was asking Clive Davis about Diddy though. And of course it's so convenient for him to be senile and old. You don't remember. But watch this.
P. Diddy.
Or, you know, Diddy went to jail and all that different stuff. This is the response that he gave.
P. Diddy. P. Diddy. Diddy.
Notice he don't call him P. Diddy. He calls him Puff Daddy. He said, oh, Puff Daddy.
What do you make of that situation? Right. No comment from Clive Davis on P. Diddy.
Because that's his boyfriend. They still talking. They still in cahoots. Oh yeah. Rumor has it Diddy is on his way out of jail. God dang it. Oh Lord, God dang it.
Mr. Davis, you're
now a lot of people would feel like maybe he's not making a comment. He's trying to play the old and senile role because, you know, of the situation Diddy's going through. But I believe it's not just because of that. And I'm gonna fast forward in a second, but I want to rewind it to show the face of the guy that's on his arm. You guys can see his face a little bit right there in the clip. And a lot of people, I believe, some credible news sites have said that this is Clive Davis's current boyfriend. Well, he's passed on now, Clive Davis.
So he couldn't talk about his ex. This is funny as hell to me. He couldn't talk about his ex right then and there because he was literally locked arms with his then current boyfriend. That's hilarious.
He's passed on, but a lot of people say that that's his current boyfriend. This guy.
Oh Lord. Oh Lord Jesus.
So I believe, you know, that it's a possibility because of the relationship that Clive Davis had. If it was a romantic one with Diddy, then he probably wouldn't want to say nothing in front of his current boyfriend out of respect for their relationship.
Exactly.
So this is the guy, and then you can see he leans and says, no, he's asking about Puff Daddy. You see him there in the corner of the video. So that's probably more of why he didn't want to say. He probably wouldn't say anything anyway.
Yeah.
But he definitely wasn't going to say nothing, you know. And this dude, he ain't trying to mess up his inheritance. This dude trying to take whoever this guy is. Let me see what his name is.
Exactly.
He's trying to get that inheritance and take it to the grave with him. You know what I mean? So that's probably more of what it was. Let's get back to this clip.
Comment from Clive Davis on P. Diddy. Mr. Davis, you're a major influence on the career of P. Diddy. Have you spoken to him since the federal raid?
Yes.
Have you spoken to Sean Combs?
Ain't got nothing to say now.
Any comment, Mr. Davis?
Ain't got nothing to say.
Any comments about Diddy? He credits you as one of his mentors.
So y'all can see, he ain't trying to say nothing, keeping it quiet.
With his little dog, with his little pet. So y'all, you know, it is interesting that after he came out the closet, that all of a sudden that, you know, he's gone. And it's like, it's no problem being gay, but the way that they go about being gay, it's like they use it to, you know, exploit artists. You know what I mean? They use that sexuality to, you know, exploit and shame and to blackmail. You know what I mean? It's like, if y'all gay, just say that. You know, if y'all if y'all got something going on, y'all got something going on. But they know that the leverage is in the perception, right? And the perception is people think that you are a heterosexual male, you got all these women around you, but I know I'm fucking you in the ass to keep this record label and to keep you successful, right? You're going to do what I say or I'm going to expose you. We can't just come out and say it because I have no leverage. I have no leverage if we just come out and say it. We gotta make the perception what it is. So if need be, if you decide to get out of fucking line, I can hold this over your head. Shit is crazy. But y'all, that's enough on Clive Davis, the devil. If more things start to come out, you know, we will be following it. I hope there is a tell-all, a documentary or something that is going to be released soon. But let's go ahead and get into the segment with Karmelo Anthony, because as you all know, every single freaking day, there is something new coming out with Karmelo. And apparently there has been new evidence that has come forth, basically exonerating Karmelo of any wrongdoing. He was not the one that did the poking, allegedly. Supposedly, it's Austin's brother Hunter. Supposedly, Hunter was the bigger bully. Supposedly, Hunter was the one that had an anger problem and that was always harassing and bullying people. And Austin, allegedly, was the chill one. Was the one that be like, can we all get along? Why can't we all get along? And he ended up dying, coming to the defense of his brother. So we're going to get into a couple of the videos. Excuse me, y'all. We're going to get into a couple of the videos that I found. Of course, you know, Lakeisha Keisha is on it. So, yeah, we're going to go ahead and watch her latest video.
Is everything that they...
Hold on. And it's called Karmelo Anthony is the Real Aggressor. So let me get into this video about right here. And we'll start it now. Thank y'all for being here. Make sure you like the video.
On the side of them damn kids. Now, this is what I want to present to you guys for this video. For one, Karmelo was not the aggressor. It's like we've been pulling teeth trying to get the conclusivity of these videos. What I mean is you're seeing a video angle from here. You're seeing it from here. But what they're not showing us is them walking in. As they walk in, what's going on? There is a reason why we are not seeing this information.
Also, y'all, the last time that we were here when we were watching that video, remember we looked at several different videos. We found out that obviously the video that's been released is edited. It's not the real video. It's been debunked. You know what I mean? It's some foul play going on. But what I didn't catch before was that when they were under the tent, remember how they were under that tent and there was that scuffle, and then you see the push forward and the push back, and then all of a sudden you see Karmelo at the top of the tent, like he ran up the bleachers and then ran back down. Remember we said that he got jumped? Where in that part of the video do you see him getting jumped? They edited that shit out. That's why it doesn't make sense. They took out the most important part of the video, which was seeing Karmelo actually getting beat up. And we know Karmelo got beat up because of the original mugshot with the scrapes and the swollen face. So I didn't catch that before because I just knew he got jumped. We saw what it was, but in the video that they said that was the real one that got released, they edited all that shit out.
Okay. We've talked about systematic racism. This is exactly what this is. A bunch of individuals coming together to oppress information. If Karmelo did this, we would not be trying to pull teeth to get the damn proof. I'm gonna get into this video now. I showed you guys this.
I make this up. Free Karmelo Anthony. Yes, I have dropped the video of Austin Metcalf and Hunter Metcalf entering the stadium. Everybody seen this video, clear video. Now, yes, you cannot make this up. There is more video of Hunter Metcalf as they walk into the stadium. Y'all seen that? He runs past Austin Metcalf. This is Hunter Metcalf. He runs past Austin Metcalf straight up to Karmelo Anthony. Look at this.
Now, that is them walking in. Remember, they showed us this. And I kept saying, well, where's the rest of the video? Okay, they're showing them come in, and then it cuts to them sitting under this tent. And I said, no, ma'am, no, sir. Where are them how are they walking to the tent? Don't show me them coming in and then sitting down. Because in this video, we see them coming in, and then we're going to see them somehow meet up with Karmelo. Remember, the lying-ass boy said he didn't know Karmelo, but then he did not testify on the stand, which told us a lot that there was some shit that he was hiding. He did not know Karmelo, and Karmelo just didn't want to move, and therefore Karmelo just got up and started whacking his brother. That is a lie, okay? Let's get into this video.
Now Hunter runs up from the back.
Y'all see it?
He runs up to third place. When they walk up, you'll see the two in front branch off, as Hunter is the one that goes up and confronts Karmelo Anthony first. Austin is in the back. Now,
Walking right here. The only throws I see in bully.
Now, basically, what you learned is they showed us them walking in. We didn't see that walk until they got to this tent.
Mm-hmm.
But the reason, guys, why they're not showing you this is because this is all a conspiracy. Now, I know good old black.
I'm going to fast forward just a little bit.
Karmelo Anthony. You cannot make this up. It is real ugly, as witnesses said that Austin Metcalf said something first. You are watching. You are watching.
Now, we can't believe those lying-ass witnesses, but what we do is we take what makes sense and we believe that. The rest of it, we throw it in the trash where they need to be. They said, and this is, everybody said it. I don't know. It could have been
everybody was lying. But what we can confirm is that Hunter, he contradicted himself a couple times when explaining what happened in the interviews post the situation that happened. So let's get into, shout out to Lakeisha Keisha. If y'all want to go finish this video, go ahead and see it. But there's another video that she did that has the two different interviews of hold on. The two different interviews of Hunter basically not being honest about what was going on in the under the tent or when the whole thing happened, right? Damn, where did that video just go? Because in one interview, he just says, hold on, I'm about to find it. He just says a lot of stuff that really exposes that he was lying the whole time. He was lying the whole time. Here we go. Here it is. This is what I was trying to get to. Okay. So let's get into this video real quick because it gives a really great breakdown of the contradictions. So this is kind of stemming off the last video. Let's get into it.
Now Hunter runs up from the back. Runs third place. When they walk up, you'll see the two in front branch off.
Now we understand why they were coming through that gate like this. This was a planned attack. This was not an interview.
Now listen to these interviews.
Our favorite child. They can't stand Hunter. Yes, Austin Metcalf is a good brother. I'm gonna tell you that. He's a good brother because he's still behind his brother, right from wrong. But yes, it got him. Yes, consequences come with that. Let me know what you think about it. Yeah.
Okay, so what I want to get into, guys, I want to.
Before I knew his name now.
But you're.
So here's the start of the first video, and we'll play the second one so you can see the contradictions in his statement that really exposes that he was the one guilty. Truly. And I believe it. After this, I believe it.
Closest brother or sister passed away and you were there. You don't even take the stand. Why do you think that is?
This kid, before I knew his name now, this kid was sitting under our tent at track. We asked him to move. He started getting aggressive and talking reckless. And my brother stepped in and said, "You need to move." And he's like, "Make me move."
We asked them to move and he was talking reckless. So first of all, when you use words like talking reckless and you don't go into descriptive as to what happened, especially in a situation where somebody lost their lives, especially your brother, you are lying. If they would have got an analyst, like I don't know what those people call, but they can look at your facial expressions, they can go into how you're speaking. This Negro is lying. This boy is lying. Listen to what he says, how Karmelo just sat there and he was just talking reckless. Did we not just see the video where he walked in and you can see him run up and he was pressing him for whatever reason? And this is why he looks like this. Mm-hmm. It's very difficult for a liar to look you in your eyes because they know that they're lying. And I guess it's the trick of the brain, like, oh, you're lying. But this boy is lying. Keep in mind, in two separate interviews, why don't we have a visual video that we don't have to blow up and,
And that's the thing. We all know there was it had to be lies from the beginning to the end, because if what y'all saying is true, then just show us the damn video. Why do we got to do our own investigation? Y'all have the truth. And if y'all saying the truth is what it is, then show us. Because if it was the other way around, y'all would not hesitate. Y'all would not hesitate to show that little Austin was trying to defend himself. That little Austin got jumped by big old Karmelo and his friends, or whatever the case may be. Y'all would have put that on Front Street on blast at the very start of it. But instead, y'all doing this weird ass, conniving ass dance, and you don't think anybody can see through it. But these interviews really do show his expressions and his guilt.
Stop and start to try to ascertain what is actually happening in that video.
Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see the stab. But then I look at my brother, and then I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw.
So what you heard was there was a back and forth. Austin grabbed his backpack. Okay.
Austin grabbed his backpack. The kid, I tried to whip around as fast as I could, but I didn't see.
He didn't even say anything. Austin grabbed his backpack and then the kid, and then I tried to whip around, but I didn't see anything. What are you actually saying, Hunter? Sounds like you're just blubbering at the mouth because you can't get your story straight, because you're not telling the truth about what's going on. If my brother or my sister died in front of me, I'm telling it all, especially if they are innocent. But you dancing around and you it ain't making no sense. If the truth is what it is. And what do you mean you didn't see anything? What do you mean you didn't see anything? The whole reason for the fight is because you saw a scuffle between Karmelo and your brother, allegedly. But no, it was you that was the troublemaker. It was you that came up. That is exactly why your brother came to your protection. They said that Austin was the brother that always had Hunter's back because Hunter was a damn firecracker, a short fuse. So Austin is like, bro, calm down. We saw the video of Hunter mob deeping, running up to the bleachers, approaching Karmelo, which lets us know that Eddie dumbass definitely set the whole thing up. And then there's another video, oh my God, another video of Eddie somewhere removing his clothes, taking his clothes off right after the incident, during the incident. It's just all bullshit and conspiracies going on, but nothing is lining up with the truth that they're trying to make us believe. But I'm rambling. Let's continue.
The stab, but then I look at my brother, and I'm not going to talk about the rest. So just that's just what I saw, and I try to help him, but
it was just senseless.
It was really senseless. Really.
I believe the state never called him because either he did it, or Eddie did it, or maybe Carson did it. But at the end of the day, if he didn't do it, he knows who did it.
Yep.
Look at this boy's eyes. Look at it. The eyes, they say the eyes is the seat to what do they say? The eyes is the seat to your soul. This guy is hiding something. I think another reason why he was not put on the stand is some people, and I believe this would have happened to him. I believe this dude would have cracked under pressure. I believe he would have broke down crying and literally told everything.
Because why the hell is the number one eyewitness not being called to the stand? The brother of the deceased that saw it all go down, that was there during the scuffle, allegedly, that just happened because Karmelo was there. Mind you, we all know that Karmelo was under that tent trying to stay dry and was there for a long time before anything had happened. So clearly him being under that tent wasn't an issue. It became an issue once y'all brought y'all asses over into that tent. That's it. And that's all.
But guess what? Karmelo's defense could have called him. They could have forced him to testify, but they didn't.
And we all know why, because like I said, everybody was in on it. Everybody had to be in on it, because what sense does that make? In what trial ever where there is a key eyewitness not being called to the stand to say what they saw or to testify their truth about what happened? Do they not know we can see? Like it's like I feel like they're insulting our intelligence at this point. You know what I'm saying? And I ain't saying I'm the most intelligent anything, but it's like y'all know we can see y'all, right? We can see you. We can see the lies that you're just blatantly telling us about this case. Everybody knows you bring key witnesses to the stand. Why wasn't Hunter? Oh, maybe because he was a part of it.
I don't know why a person would do that to someone just over that little argument. It's just crazy in this world nowadays how people just up and do that. Like that man had a family. That man had.
I look at him though. He's shifty. His voice is all quivery. He. You know. I mean, why would anybody do that? Why would anybody just up and do that? Oh, but you know what I mean. Those are all indications that, nigga, you lying. You lying, bro. I don't know what you lying about, but you lying about something. You're not being truthful in this moment. But let's keep going so you can see the whole, the change in the next interview that he does.
People that care about them all the time, and he did everything.
Now, we just saw a video where this guy was pressing Karmelo. We don't know what he was saying to him, but in this video, he says, "Oh, I don't know him," and he's crying like a little bitch.
For our family too, he was a strong man. He was a strong kid.
Place, and me, my brother, a couple of kids were walking back from the field house of the middle school because we attended that middle school when we went to middle school, and we were saying hello to old coaches and catching.
You see how liars can't keep up with their lies? Now, in this one, he says they were walking back. So maybe that is the video where we see him running up to Karmelo. But see how these stories continue to change? Mm-hmm. Because when you lie, it's hard to keep account of what you said.
And then we're walking.
That's why I can't be lying, because I already got a bad memory. I'm not gonna remember. I don't know. It's just like, fuck it. Face the music. Tell the truth. Shame the devil.
Get back to our saying.
You gotta do too much work to keep up a lie. You gotta do too much extra work. It takes too much energy. You gotta remember what you said to this person, to that person, and the story gonna change every single time. Especially depending on who you're talking to. Especially if you're being told what to say every time you speak on the situation, which I think is what's happening with these kids, especially with Hunter. After one interview, they assess it, And then they go back and then they tell, all right, the next time you speak, this is what you say now. That's why these stories keep changing, because he's being advised to change them up to try to align with the narrative that they want us to believe. But we all know it's bullshit.
Our tent up, so all the bleachers were right there were not wet from all the rain. We come back, we sit down, and this kid said something behind me. I've never met this kid in my entire life, never knew who he was. Said something just inappropriate and
never knew this kid in my entire life. Never knew this kid before today. This kid. But yet y'all marched over there like the descendants of the Klan. You know what I'm saying? On a lynch mob mission. Stomping up there, and as soon as you got up there, you went directly towards Karmelo. But you ain't never seen this kid before. Shut up. Lying ass bitch. Lying ass bitch.
uncalled for, and I turned around and asked him who he was. He started getting really aggressive. My brother stepped in. He started being, you know, how he always does when he just.
You hear? My brother stepped in. So whose issue was it? If your brother stepped in, then you initiated it.
Clock it, Keisha.
Top of my back, and things started getting more like higher intensity. And the kid said some like aggressive stuff, like reckless stuff. And also trying to handle the problem. And
Austin was always one to step up. He always wanted to step up and be the person.
Well, one thing he said about Karmelo, which we know is a lie, is he used the word aggressive. We know that Karmelo is not aggressive, and he is not an aggressive person, because we actually got to see the video footage after the altercation, and that boy still maintained his integrity. Okay. He said, yes, sir. He is not the aggressive type. So we know that that's a lie. We know what Hunter said was a lie. Hunter is responsible for his own brother's death. Let's get into it.
Invited to be. People from their community are starting to speak out about the METCALF family.
I'm not going to deal with Jeff Metcalf and him and his family bullied us out of our seat. That's how this trial came to be, is because his kids are bullies and want to bully people out of their seat.
Now, let me give you guys some commentary on that. This lady did a video, and she said that Jeff Metcalf, you heard her, was bullying people out of their seats in the courtroom. Now, she wasn't the only one that said that, which, you know, it again, I've said this in previous videos. When we see grown as parents, even if your child is a young adult, when we can see you and how you act in the world, we know how your kids is going to act. So listen to her commentary on the father.
I think his kids learn to be bullies at, according to their environment. That's all I'm going to say.
Somebody in the Collin County's prosecution's office edited Karmelo Anthony's mugshot to cover up the fact that he was assaulted. This is when Karmelo Anthony was arrested at the track meet. His nose is swollen and his right eye is a little swollen. And most notable, on the same side where his right eye is a little swollen, you can also see a patch of his locks missing. Now here's the Collin County mugshot once he was booked the exact same day.
They whooped on him. A patch of his locks is missing, so they pulled, golly.
They edited the picture and made him a little darker. You can clearly see they edited the picture. They took down the swelling on his nose and eye, and they edited his hair. The part where that patch is missing is now filled in. This was a dirty cover-up trial in a racist conservative county in Texas. They railroaded Karmelo Anthony. The prosecution lied about Anthony not being welcome. Karmelo was invited to sit at the tent by his track teammate, Eddie Para. See, they ain't tell y'all that Karmelo was invited by his track teammate to sit under the tent to get out of the rain, which is why Karmelo didn't leave, because he was trying to get out the rain like all the other kids, and he was invited to sit there. Austin Metcalf's twin brother initially said he was the one that got into a confrontation with Karmelo Anthony.
And my brother stopped it and said, you need to move. He's like, make me move. Austin grabbed his backpack.
Did you hear that? He said my brother stepped in and told him to move. And then Austin grabbed Karmelo's backpack. You know this case was crooked because...
So why wasn't any of that ever brought to the defense? What do you mean then Austin did this. I thought it happened firstly with Austin and Karmelo. What do you mean? Let's play that one more time. Hold on.
Leave because he was trying to get out the rain like all the other kids, and he was invited to sit there. Austin Metcalf's twin brother initially said he was the one that got into a confrontation with Karmelo Anthony.
And my brother stopped it and said, "You need to move." He's like, "Make me move." Austin grabbed his backpack.
Did you hear that? He said my brother stepped in and told him to move, and then Austin grabbed Karmelo's backpack. You know this case.
This is full on. Either way, it's no other way to split it. Y'all started this shit. Y'all started this shit. There's no other way. The fact that y'all came over there and approached that boy talking about you need to move. Clearly, y'all already touched that boy for him to say, you know, keep playing and you're going to find out. You know what I'm saying? But y'all initiated every encounter, every interaction. This was y'all's fault, like clearly. And the fact that Austin had to come in lets us know that you just admitted that you were a part of the tussle, that you started that shit, you led it. And the fact that y'all grabbed that boy's property. And my thing is, because they were talking about, oh, well, you know, he was under there talking reckless. Why you ain't go get a teacher? Why didn't you go get an authoritative figure? If he was under there bullying y'all, which is what y'all trying to make it seem like he was up there just like, no, I can sit under here if I fuck all y'all, da, 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 da. Where the teachers was at? Where they go? Where they was at during this whole thing? Not one time did any of them say he didn't leave, so I went to go get a teacher and he still didn't leave and da 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 da. Because it was all a game, it was all a play, it was all a ploy, it was all set up. And I can't wait till the real truth comes out. I can't wait till that real unedited video comes out because the devil is a lie. You know, the truth will be revealed. The timing we don't know, but this was one of the first interviews that he did post the incident, and nobody caught that. How could he have said all of these things and the defense didn't use any of it in court? Well, we already know why. But I'm hoping that this new team, which I know they're going to do an amazing job. They're going to do an amazing job, right? Okay? Russell Wilson and them. And all of them and all the people that they didn't rally together and made this super crew of attorneys and you know, advocacy, you know, representation and all that, whatever, you know, I don't know all the words to describe it. But what I'm saying is that they came together. They better lock the fuck in, because honestly, y'all, some of this shit be making me feel like, is this even real? Like, is this even real? Is what we're looking at the actual truth? Is this all a game? Is this some weird ass psyop? Because it's so many different weird like connections and coincidences that are happening. And I just don't believe in coincidences, all of that. Everything happens for a reason. It's very weird. And that's why I'm like, I don't want to believe that this dream team then got together and rallied around just to drop the ball on them. And it was all a ploy from the beginning. I don't want to believe that, but because there's so many lies and so many holes in this story, I don't know what to believe. I don't know what to believe. The fact that his original defense was so lazy and lackadaisical, we need to find the absolute proof that, yeah, that they was paid to drop the ball on him.
This was crooked because Hunter was the main witness, but because Hunter told the truth that wouldn't fit the prosecution's false narrative, they didn't even call him to the stand to testify, and he was the main witness.
I wouldn't say Hunter told the truth. Hunter told so many lies that they did not call him. As I said previously, I believe if Hunter took the stand, that he would totally break. Those are just my thoughts.
That's how you know something was off. This trial was straight bullshit. Just the fact that it was an older, all-white jury, that should tell you everything you need to know. But what I want to know is, how can Rick Child gun down a 14-year-old child and still get off on self-defense? But Karmelo was minding his business in a place where he was invited. He was bullied and harassed by two young men twice his size who were threatening to physically harm Karmelo
and they
if
did.
He didn't leave from a place where he was invited. Texas is a stand-your-ground state, If you believe 2 or more individuals are looking to do you harm, self-defense is legal, which is the reason why the prosecution didn't call Hunter to the stand, because that would have proved that they both were coming at Karmelo, and Karmelo would have gotten off on self-defense. So the prosecution decided to lie and create a false narrative for that older all-white jury. Karmelo Anthony's teammate, Eddie Parra, you know, the one who invited him to come sit down, he recorded the whole thing, but the police confiscated their phones. What if Karmelo Anthony was white and 2 twin young black men, each of them twice his size, tried to make him get up?
We already know.
Karmelo Anthony was white.
We already know. We already know if it was the other way around. We already know. But y'all get the message, right? There's some funny shit going on. There's some weird shit going on. But before we get out of here, I want to show y'all one more video, right? Because there was something that happened. Make sure y'all go and check out Keisha's video. She's been on it, baby. She has been on the money. Let me fast forward just a little bit more and see what else is going on in this video.
You wasn't throwing away no no garbage.
And then again, the item that was randomly thrown away in the midst of all of this shit happening. It's just like there's so many questions that need answers.
I have interviewed people on my be digging in the trash is what got H. Carson says, the person says to him, oh, somebody just showed.
So these are text messages of who allegedly put something in the trash can. This shit is getting weird.
Everything that they previously showed. Again, we don't know if this is Carson, but the internet is saying this is most definitely him. Now, I've often a message and it says, you going to jail, PUSSY. It wasn't me. They did send me the message and we laughed. I mean, I said, y'all, but anyway, somebody sent this message to Carson. It says, you going to jail, PUSSY. He said, for what, ho? The person says, wait and see. He said, bet. And the person says to him, Austin dead, who next? And they said, Abby the B. I've learned that Abby is his mother. He says, congrats, you know my mom. You think you're a detective or some shit. This is what Carson says. And then the person says, you ready to see God? Now, Carson said,
this is weird because now we got a text exchange between the kids that saw what happened and look how they talking about it. That's very weird. But shout out to you, Magnetar. Thank you for the $5 super chat. Thank you for showing support today. Thank you for being the only one to do it today. I appreciate you. Thank you. It's okay. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. Y'all just being here is support enough. But I appreciate the super chats. I appreciate the likes and everything. But this whole text exchange is weird as fuck. You're going to jail, pussy? Who the fuck is that? What do you know? It's crazy.
I gotta blow it up, guys. He says, you ready to suck my D? This is what Carson is saying back to the person. This person says, you ready for your ass to get effed in jail? LOL, lying on the stand under oath? LOL. Yeah, we got you, BITCH. Carson says, now keep in mind, the person was being funny and said, you ready to get in your, whatever they were saying. He said, that's Karmelo's job, little bro.
Oh my God.
He done brought Karmelo into this, okay? You see how these people are just so disgusting. You set him up and then you want to drag him. Okay, got it. And then this person says, Jeff can't save that ass whole. LOL. Karmelo done laid you bees all the way out. LOL. Keep running, B. Digging in the trash is what got your ass. LOL. So again, people are saying that this is in fact Carson that is digging in this trash can. Again, this is a conspiracy. Accomplices. They're making this seem like Karmelo just started whacking and took somebody out. I don't know if Hunter just don't like his brother or what the case is, but this wasn't that. I mean, the stuff that we're actually able to figure out now, you can kind of understand. Well, not physically or mentally understand why they did it, because I don't understand why they did it. But some things are just not adding up. Now let's get into some.
Nothing is added up. And thank you, Lakeisha Keisha, for that information. Shout out to you. Now, you guys, I want to play this video. Or I want to share this story with you, rather. Yeah, I want to share this story with you real quick, because this shit is about to blow you real quick. Right? So let's get into this story. Because this is basically what happened. This is basically what happened with Karmelo. This is a whole different instance, a whole different situation. Hold on, let me go off the screen. Okay. So it says 9 teens charged after viral video showed black teen choked, beaten, and surrounded by crowd. This is from Young, Black, and Wealthy. They say 9 teenagers are now facing charges after a disturbing video spread across social media showing a black teenager being violently attacked in Lenoir County, North Carolina. According to investigators, the victim was allegedly punched, kicked, choked, and assaulted by multiple individuals while others stood nearby recording the incident. Is this not the same thing? The video quickly went viral, sparking outrage and calls for arrests. The Lenoir County Sheriff's Office says the investigation led to charges against 2 adults and several juveniles. Authorities identified 18-year-old Ashton Clark and 19-year-old Landon Harris among those charged. While the identities of the juvenile suspects have not been released, Sheriff Jackie Rogers said investigators believe that violence stemmed from an ongoing dispute involving the victim and another individual. At this time, officials have not announced any hate crime charges. The investigation continues. Now, I want y'all to look at this video. Because this gotta be, it's literally the same thing. Black boy surrounded by white boys getting beat up. Okay? Now you tell me, because they try to say, oh, you can't use that kind of force if, somebody hits you or somebody pushes you and da-da-da. Didn't we say before you could die during a fist fight? They punch you in the wrong area. They push you down and your head hit the wrong thing going down. You're out of there. At what point can you use, especially if it's several people on you, if it's several people surrounding you, several people hitting you at once, at what point do you get to use a bigger force to defend yourself? Look at what these boys did to this boy. Look. Hold on. Look at this.
Let him go.
Put him to sleep.
Let him go.
Put him to sleep.
You see what he's doing, right?
Don't let go.
Put him in a chokehold, literally lost his breath, damn near passed out. I'm sorry. If I had some type of tool or weapon on me, would it not warrant me to use it to try to save my own life? At this point, I don't believe Karmelo did any of the poking. But if he did, and let's say it was the same situation, which new evidence is being revealed that it damn near was, wouldn't this be a cause to use a certain type of lethal force to save your life in the name of self-defense? Look at him. And they think this shit is funny. They think this shit is cool. They think this shit is okay to do. They get a kick out of this shit. It's nothing but history repeating themselves. Y'all remember that video? I'm sorry, not the video, but that picture of those young white men. Young, like, it was a picture of a black man hanging. You see his feet. He was burnt to a stake and then hung. And you see these white men smiling in the picture. Proudly. Under a decomposing dead black body. So here we are, fast forward in 2026, and we got mobs of white boys, teenagers. Don't tell me racism doesn't exist. Don't tell me it's not inherent when we got teenagers. We have young boys in school perpetuating racial fucking hate. Stop denying the truth. Not talking about racism is not going to make it go away. Okay? Denying the truth is not going to make it go away. Niggas being like, no, let's just don't make Massa mad. Don't talk about it. It's still going to happen. They want you to stay quiet about it so they can still perpetuate it and just call it boys being boys, or you know how kids are. No, this is pure racism. This is what they do. It's in their blood. It literally is passed down. You have to unlearn that shit to not become a menace like this. This is nothing new. Them getting a kick off of hurting us is nothing new. It's nothing new at all. And at one point, well, I feel like more black people are getting hip to this. You know, if they're in your face talking shit, yeah, it's time to start throwing hands. Yeah, we could throw hands and we could throw lawsuits, but more ass whippings need to be handed out to these people because they think they are above reproach. You know what I mean? They think they already know that black people have a fear of police officers, a fear of going to jail. So they know that they can do whatever to us. And all they got to say is, if you touch me, I'm going to call the police, change the scenario, and you're going to be the one going to jail. Luckily, in the situation that we just saw, those boys are being charged. You know what I mean? They're being charged, and the juvenile suspects have not been released. Luckily, that has happened. That's a bit of justice. But what are we going to do to prevent these things from even happening? How is our society training up these young kids, training up other races to view black people as human beings so they're not as young as 16, 17, 18 years old committing these heinous hate crimes against black people unfucking provoked and recording it and laughing about it? Then we got the Asian community. They're mad at us because we've decided, you know what? Since there seems to be a pattern with Asian businesses mistreating black people, stereotyping them, profiling them when they enter their stores, not pouring back into the communities that they build their businesses in. After this last situation with Cyrus Carmack Belton, we're going to take our dollars elsewhere. And instead of showing empathy and solidarity and understanding into why we need to do this, they want to come out and condemn us. They want to come out and say we're dumb and say that we need them the most and say that we're not going to be shit without their businesses, making us feel like we're stupid for wanting to do things different now and turn our dollar over a bunch of times within our own communities, within our own businesses. We all we got. Like straight up, we all we got. There's no allyship here. And if there is, they got to be louder than just posting a hashtag Black Lives Matter or posting, reposting something that they see or trying to infiltrate black spaces and be like, yeah, I'm down for the cause. No, you need to be loud about it. You need to be loud. If you really are an ally, then stand on your soapbox within your own communities and talk your shit and call out the blatant racism then. And try to dismantle it. But because these whites and these Asians and these Latinos, they benefit still to a degree off of systemic racism, we're left alone. So y'all let me know what you think in the comments. You know what I mean? Y'all. Oh, it's okay. It's okay. You said what? Wait, what? Let's be real. Females gonna be mad if they can't buy bundles. You know how many black women sell bundles? Them Asians are not the only community that sell bundles. It's a lot of black women here that got their own bundle businesses, all right? Selling bundles, hair, wigs, all of that. No, we don't need them. Actually, and history has shown that we never needed them at the end of the day. So y'all, that's all I have for y'all today. A quick little afternoon vibe. I hope you guys enjoyed so much. Oh wait, thank y'all so much for being here today. Shout out to you. Round of applause. So catch me back on Monday. We got another happy hour coming up. Let's see what comes up when it comes to this Karmelo case. Let's see if there's any more drama or any craziness that occurs between now and Monday. If so, we'll be back here Monday night for happy hour to talk about it. Until then, thank y'all so much. I appreciate you for being here. Make sure you like the video when we're done. Hype the video. Until next time, y'all. Stay black, stay down. Stay human. And we out. I swear to God, I'm working on a song. I'm working on a song, okay? I'm working on a song. I'm working on an intro and outro song. Bear with me. Okay, I'm an artist. I gotta take my time because I'm sensitive about my shit. I love y'all. Peace. Oh, it was your first time? Yes. Be back. Turn your notifications on. I'll see y'all soon. Bye.